in the heart of County Wexford, on a quiet hill that today only whispers the sound of wind, once echoed the roar of musket fire, cannons, and the cries of defiance. This was Vinegar Hill, the final stronghold of Irish rebels during the 1798 rebellion. This is the story of revolution, sacrifice, and the last great stand against the might of the British Empire. This is the Battle of Vinegar Hill. To understand why the Battle of Vinegar Hill took place, we must first step back. The late 18th century was a time of revolution. America had broken free, and France had risen up. Across Ireland, many inspired by these movements were ready to challenge centuries of British rule. The Society of United Irishmen, founded in 1791, aimed to unite Catholics, Protestants, and dissenters under one cause, an independent Irish Republic. But this dream was seen as a threat. The British government cracked down. Arrests, executions, and military oppression followed. In May 1798, rebellion erupted across Ireland, nowhere more fiercely than County Wexford, where thousands rose up, led by passionate local leaders. Some of the central figures to the Irishmen were the following: Father John Murphy, a Catholic priest born in Tincurry, Ferns, County Wexford. Initially preaching peace, he took up arms after witnessing British atrocities in his parish. He became a powerful and inspirational leader. Anthony Perry, born in County Down to a Protestant family, and lived a prosperous life at Inch as a farmer near the Wexford-Wicklow border. Perry was responsible for the organisation and recruitment of the movement. Bagenal Harvey, a Protestant barrister, was appointed Commander-in-Chief of the Wexford forces. Known for his idealism and commitment to unity, he struggled with the burdens of military leadership. On the British side, you had key generals and commanders, such as General Gerard Lake, commander of the Crown forces, was tasked with crushing the rebellion with speed and brutality. He believed swift and harsh tactics would end the insurrection. He famously issued orders to take no prisoners during the rebellion. Before the battle, Gerard Lake and his officers devised a plan to surround the rebel camp at Vinegar Hill and cut off their only escape route, a bridge to the west, over the River Slaney. To execute this, Lake split his forces into 4 columns. The first led by Sir David Dundas, born in Edinburgh, and served as a British Army officer who fought in the 7 Years' War and the French Revolution. The second column was commanded by Francis Needham, an Anglo-Irish soldier and Member of Parliament. He had also served in the American and French Revolution. Commander of the third column to attack Vinegar Hill was Sir James Duff, a Scotsman who had experience fighting in Flanders, command of the Limerick district, but was recruited for the Battle of Vinegar Hill for his part that he played in the massacre of disarmed rebels in the Curragh of Kildare. The fourth and final column, which was to seize Enniscorthy, the town lying under the watch of Vinegar Hill, was given to Sir Henry Johnson, who was an Anglo-Irish general in the British Army, born in Kiltiernan, Dublin, who had experience fighting in the American and French Revolution, was appointed Inspector General of Recruiting for the English establishment in Ireland. By mid-June, rebel forces had taken control of much of Wexford. Vinegar Hill had become their strategic and symbolic base, but the British were preparing their final blow. On the 21st of June, over 13,000 government troops launched a massive assault on Vinegar Hill. As mentioned earlier, Lake's plan was simple: surround the hill from all sides, trap the rebels, and destroy them. The rebels, numbering around 15,000, were poorly armed, many with pikes and pitchforks, only some with guns. They built crude defences and prepared for the inevitable. At dawn, the battle commenced. Cannon fire rained down as British troops advanced from multiple directions. Fierce hand-to-hand combat followed. Despite brave resistance, the rebels couldn't hold out against the superior firepower. One side of the hill, left initially open by General Needham, was supposed to be the trap, but his forces were delayed and failed to keep up pace with Duff and Dundas's columns. That gap allowed thousands of rebels and civilians to escape. While most of the rebel forces managed to escape through the gap, many were caught as surrounding columns closed in. Advancing government artillery switched to grape shot, which means instead of firing single cannonballs, grape shot consists of multiple small iron balls, aiming to inflict maximum casualties on those left behind. Meanwhile, Johnson's column, supported by light infantry, launched an assault on Enniscorthy, but encountered strong resistance from rebels who had fortified key buildings. The initial attack was repelled, resulting in significant casualties and the loss of several cannons. After receiving cavalry reinforcements, Johnson ordered a renewed offensive that gradually forced the rebels out and recovered the lost artillery. Soldiers from Johnson's column set fire to a rebel aid station in the town, resulting in many wounded civilians and rebels being burnt to death. Despite this, the rebels inflicted heavy losses and successfully held the bridge over the River Slaney, blocking Johnson's advance. However, once word reached the rebels that Vinegar Hill had fallen, they had no choice but to retreat, in fear of the British troops surrounding and overwhelming the town. It wasn't a complete massacre, but it was a devastating defeat. It's estimated the Society of United Irishmen lost 1,200 fighting men and civilian aiders, whereas the British had around 100 men killed and wounded. Vinegar Hill was a turning point. After the battle, rebel resistance in Wexford collapsed. What followed was brutal repression, mass executions, towns burnt, civilians suspected of supporting the rebellion were slaughtered. Perry was a part of the rebel force managed to escape to Wexford town. He was later arrested by the North Cork militia. After enduring 48 hours of torture, including being pitch-capped, which is a form of torture which involves pouring hot pitch or tar into a cap and forcing it onto the victim's head, Perry broke and revealed some names of the comrades in the South Wexford movement. Father John Murphy was captured, tortured, and publicly executed. His body was mutilated, a grim warning to others. Bagenal Harvey was also captured and hanged on Wexford Bridge. His head was displayed as a warning to those who chose to rebel. The dream of a united Irish Republic was crushed, but the memory of Vinegar Hill lived on, becoming a symbol of courage, unity, and resistance. Today, Vinegar Hill is a site of remembrance. Each year, people gather to honour those who fell. Though the 1798 rebellion failed, it planted seeds. It inspired future generations of Irish revolutionaries and fed the flame of Irish nationalism, leading to the movements of the 19th and 20th century. The pikemen of Wexford may have lost the battle, but they ignited a spirit that would never truly die.